Have you ever looked at your grocery cart and wondered if the foods you've trusted for years might not be serving your body the same way they once did? If you're over 60, that question matters more than ever. The truth is, many foods that seem perfectly harmless or even healthy can become more challenging for your body as you age. Your metabolism changes. Your muscles naturally become harder to maintain. Your kidneys may not filter waste as efficiently as they once did. Your bones, heart, and digestive system all have different nutritional needs than they did decades ago. Yet many older adults continue eating exactly the way they did in their 30s or 40s because no one ever explained that their body's needs had changed. Research suggests that even small adjustments to your daily diet can support healthier aging when combined with an overall balanced lifestyle. And today, we're going to explore 7 foods that deserve a second look after age 60. Now, this doesn't mean every one of these foods is dangerous for every person. Individual health conditions, medications, allergies, and dietary needs all matter, but understanding why these foods can become more problematic with age may help you make choices that better support your long-term health. One of the foods on today's list surprises almost everyone because it's often advertised as a healthy option. We'll save that one for later. Let's begin. As we get older, nutrition becomes less about eating less and more about eating smarter. Your body becomes a little less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients. Muscle mass naturally declines with age unless you actively work to preserve it through physical activity and adequate protein. Your sense of thirst may become weaker, making dehydration easier to overlook. Blood sugar can become more difficult to regulate, and chronic, low-grade inflammation becomes more common, increasing the importance of choosing foods that support overall health. That's why. Have you dietary pattern? Research has linked frequent consumption of processed meat with higher risk of several chronic health conditions, particularly when eaten regularly over many years. For older adults, the sodium content deserves special attention. Too much sodium may contribute to elevated blood pressure in some individuals. High blood pressure increases strain on the heart and blood vessels over time. For someone already managing hypertension, heart disease, or kidney concerns, regularly eating processed meats may make those conditions harder to control. Another issue is balance. A breakfast built around bacon and sausage often leaves little room for foods that provide fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Instead of relying on processed meats every morning, consider alternatives that provide protein with fewer processed ingredients. Eggs can be part of a healthy diet for many people. Plain Greek yogurt provides protein and calcium. Beans or lentils work well in soups and salads. Skinless chicken or turkey prepared at home is another versatile option. If you enjoy sandwiches, look for freshly cooked poultry or roast your own chicken at home rather than relying exclusively on packaged deli slices. When shopping, take a quick look at the nutrition label. Products with lower sodium and shorter ingredient lists are often worth considering. You don't necessarily have to eliminate processed meat forever, but treating them as an occasional food rather than an everyday staple is a change many healthcare professionals recommend. And the next food is one that often hides in plain sight. Most people don't even think of it as unhealthy. Number 2. Sugary breakfast cereals. Walk down any grocery aisle and you'll see boxes covered with words like whole grain, heart healthy, or fortified with vitamins. Some cereals truly can be part of a balanced breakfast, but many popular options contain significant amounts of added sugar while providing very little fiber or lasting nutrition. Here's why that matters after 60. As we age, our bodies often become less efficient at handling rapid increases in blood sugar. A breakfast high in refined carbohydrate and added sugar can cause blood glucose to rise quickly. That spike is often followed by a drop that leaves you feeling hungry again much sooner. Many older adults then find themselves reaching for cookies, pastries, or other snacks before lunch. Over time, this cycle can make healthy eating much more difficult. For people living with diabetes or prediabetes, managing carbohydrate quality becomes especially important. Research suggests that meals containing more fiber, healthy fat, and protein generally help support steadier blood sugar levels compared with meals built mostly around refined grains and added sugars. Consider a typical 70-year-old who pours a large bowl of sweetened cereal every morning because it's quick and familiar. Without realizing it, breakfast may contain far more added sugar than expected. Now compare that with a bowl of plain oatmeal topped with blueberries, walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The oatmeal provides fiber. The berries contribute vitamins and plant compounds associated with healthy eating patterns. The walnuts add healthy fat and help make the meal more satisfying. Or try plain Greek yogurt with fresh fruit and a handful of nuts. Another simple option is whole grain toast topped with natural peanut butter and sliced banana. When choosing packaged packaged cereals, don't rely only on the front of the box. Turn it over. Look for cereals that are higher in fiber and lower in added sugars. A shorter ingredient list is often another good sign. One simple shopping habit can make a surprising difference over time. And don't miss the next food on our list. It's found in millions of kitchens, appears in countless frozen meals, and many people assume it's harmless simply because it's so common. But for many adults over 60, it's one of the easiest dietary traps to fall into. Let's continue with the next food on our list. Number 3. High sodium canned soup and frozen meals. Convenience is one of the biggest reasons these foods remain so popular. After a long day, it's understandable to want something quick that only takes a few minutes to prepare. For older adults who live alone, frozen meals and canned soup can also help reduce food waste. There's nothing wrong with convenience itself. The concern is what often comes with it. Many packaged soups and frozen entrees contain surprisingly high amounts of sodium. Sodium is an essential mineral, but most people need far less than they actually consume. Evidence suggests that consistently eating too much sodium can make blood pressure harder to manage in many people. Over time, that may increase strain on the heart, blood vessels, and kidneys. This is especially important because high blood pressure often has no obvious symptoms. Many people feel completely fine while their blood pressure gradually rises. Imagine someone like Robert, who's 72. He enjoys canned soup almost every afternoon because it's warm, affordable, and easy to prepare. Then, a frozen dinner becomes his evening meal several nights each week. Neither choice seems unhealthy on its own, but together, they may provide far more sodium than he realizes. The surprising part is that these foods don't always taste especially salty. That's because sodium is often added throughout the manufacturing process, making it difficult to notice by taste alone. Research consistently supports eating more minimally processed foods and limiting highly processed foods as part of an overall heart-healthy dietary pattern. If you enjoy soup, consider making a large homemade batch and freezing individual portions. That way, you control the amount of salt while still enjoying the convenience. When buying canned soup, look for labels that say low sodium or no salt added. You could also boost the nutrition by adding frozen vegetables, beans, or shredded chicken to make the meal more filling and balanced. For frozen dinners, compare nutrition labels. Some brands now offer meals with more vegetables, lean protein, whole grains, and significantly less sodium than traditional options. Small label reading habit can make a big difference over time. Now here's something that surprises many people. The next food isn't salty. It isn't sugary. And many people actually believe it's one of the healthiest things they can drink. Number 4. Fruit juice. This one catches a lot of people off guard. After all, oranges, apples, and grapes are healthy fruits. So how could fruit juice become a concern? The answer comes down to what happens during processing. Whole fruit contains fiber. That fiber helps slow the absorption of natural sugars. It also helps you feel full. When fruit is turned into juice, much of that fiber is removed. What's left is a drink that can contain a large amount of natural sugar in a relatively small serving. It's very easy to drink the juice from several oranges in just a few minutes, but very few people would sit down and eat that many whole oranges at once. For older adults, especially those managing diabetes, prediabetes, or weight concerns, this difference matters. Research suggests that whole fruits generally have a more favorable effect on blood sugar than fruit juice because of their fiber content. Another challenge is portion size. Many glasses hold much more than a single serving. A person may think they're having one glass of juice when they're actually drinking 2 or even 3 servings. That can add up quickly. If you enjoy fruit juice, you don't necessarily have to avoid it completely, but consider treating it as an occasional beverage rather than an everyday drink. Water remains one of the best choices for hydration. Sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime can be refreshing without added sugar. Unsweetened tea is another excellent option. And when you want fruit, choose the whole fruit whenever possible. An apple, a handful of berries, a pear, an orange. You'll get the natural sweetness along with fiber, vitamins, and other beneficial nutrients. Here's another practical shopping tip. Don't assume that labels saying 100% juice automatically mean the drink should be consumed without limit. 100% fruit juice can certainly fit into a balanced diet, but portion size still matters. Sometimes the healthiest choice isn't eliminating a food. It's simply changing how much and how often you enjoy it. Now let's move to a food that many people keep in the pantry because it's inexpensive, quick to prepare, and often marketed as healthy. But here's what many older adults never realize. The problem isn't always the food itself. It's the type you choose. Number 5. Refined white bread and other highly refined grains. Bread has been part of human diets for thousands of years. So why does it make today's list? The issue isn't bread as a whole. It's highly refined bread made from grains that have had much of their fiber and nutrients removed during processing. White bread, mini crackers, pastries, and some packaged baked goods fall into this category. Without much fiber, these foods are digested more quickly. That can lead to faster rises in blood sugar and may leave you feeling hungry again sooner. For many older adults, maintaining stable energy throughout the day becomes increasingly important. Meals that combine fiber, protein, and healthy fats often help people stay satisfied longer. Evidence also supports eating more whole grains as part of dietary patterns associated with better heart health and overall wellness. Now, that doesn't mean every slice of white bread is harmful. The goal isn't perfection, it's balance. If white bread is your favorite, consider gradually replacing some of it with whole grain alternatives. Look for bread where whole wheat or another whole grain appears as the first ingredient. Oat, quinoa, barley, and brown rice are also excellent whole grain choices. A sandwich made with whole grain bread, lean turkey, lettuce, tomato, and avocado provides far more nutrition than one made with refined bread and heavily processed meat. Small substitutions like this often feel manageable because they don't require changing everything overnight. Before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. Which food has surprised you the most so far? Is it processed meat, fruit juice, or maybe those convenient frozen meals? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else who is trying to make healthier choices after 60. And if you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Every week, we share evidence-based tips to help you stay active, independent, and healthy as you age. Now don't go anywhere. The final two foods may be the most surprising of all. One is sitting in millions of kitchen cabinets right now, and the last one is something many people eat every single day because they believe it's a healthier choice. The science behind both might completely change the way you look at your next grocery trip. Let's dive into the final two foods. And if you've stayed with us this far, you're about to discover two of the most common eating habits that many older adults rarely question. Number 6. Sugary drinks and sweetened beverages. Most people immediately think of soda. And yes, regular soft drinks are certainly included, but sugary beverages go far beyond that. Sweetened iced teas, energy drinks, sports drinks, flavored coffee beverages, sweetened lemonade, and even some bottled smoothies can contain surprisingly large amounts of added sugar. The challenge is that liquids don't satisfy hunger the same way solid foods do. It's possible to drink hundreds of calories in just a few minutes and still feel ready for your next meal. Research suggests that diets high in added sugars are associated with a greater risk of weight gain and can make blood sugar management more difficult, particularly for people with diabetes or prediabetes. Many healthcare professionals also encourage limiting sugar-sweetened beverages as part of a heart-healthy eating pattern. Now imagine someone like Linda, who's 69. She doesn't eat many desserts. She skips cookies and rarely has cake. But every afternoon, she enjoys a large sweetened iced tea because she thinks it's a lighter choice than soda. Without realizing it, that single drink may contribute a significant amount of added sugar to her day. Sometimes it's the foods or drinks we least suspect that quietly have the biggest impact. Fortunately, replacing sugary beverages doesn't have to feel like a sacrifice. Cold water with fresh lemon, cucumber, or berries can add natural flavor. Unsweetened herbal tea is another refreshing option. Sparkling water can provide the fizz many people enjoy without the added sugar. If you're used to sweet drinks, try reducing the sweetness gradually rather than stopping all at once. Many people find that after a few weeks, their taste buds adjust, and naturally flavored drinks become much more enjoyable. Here's another shopping tip. Don't rely only on the words printed on the front of the bottle. Turn it around and check the nutrition facts label. Pay attention to the amount of added sugars per serving, and notice how many servings are actually in the container. It's a simple habit that can make healthier choices much easier. Now we've reached the final food, and this one surprises almost everyone because it's often promoted as a healthier alternative. Number 7. Flavored low-fat yogurt with added sugar. At first glance, yogurt seems like an excellent choice, and in many cases, it is. Plain yogurt and Greek yogurt can provide protein, calcium, and beneficial live cultures that support gut health. The problem isn't yogurt itself. It's the flavored versions that contain large amounts of added sugar. Some single-serving containers have as much added sugar as a small dessert. For older adults trying to support healthy blood sugar levels, maintain a healthy weight, or reduce overall sugar intake, that can become an unexpected source of extra calories. Research suggests that eating fermented dairy products like yogurt may fit well within an overall healthy dietary pattern, but the greatest benefits are generally associated with options that are lower in added sugars. The good news is that making a healthier choice is easy. Choose plain Greek yogurt or plain regular yogurt. Then add your own flavor. Fresh blueberries, strawberries, sliced peaches, a sprinkle of cinnamon, a handful of chopped walnut, or a spoonful of oat. Not only do you control the sweetness, but you also add fiber and other nutrients that flavored yogurts often lack. If you're buying yogurt for the first time in a while, compare 2 containers side by side. You may be surprised by the difference in added sugar. This simple swap can become one of the easiest improvements to your daily routine. Now let's quickly recap today's 7 foods: processed meat, sugary breakfast cereals, high sodium canned soups and frozen meals, fruit juice in large amount, refined white bread and highly refined grains, sugary drinks, and flavored yogurts with high amounts of added sugar. Notice something important. None of these foods automatically become harmful because you turn 60. And this isn't about fear or guilt. Healthy aging isn't built on perfection. It's built on consistency. Evidence continues to show that long-term eating patterns matter much more than any single meal. Choosing more vegetables, more fruit, whole grains, beans, nuts, lean proteins, healthy fat, and minimally processed foods can support your heart, muscles, brain, bones, and overall well-being as you grow older. If you have diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, digestive conditions, or take prescription medications, it's always a good idea to discuss significant dietary changes with your healthcare professional or a registered dietitian. Your nutritional needs are unique. The goal isn't to follow someone else's diet. It's to find an eating pattern that works for your body and supports your long-term health. Remember, every healthy choice counts. Replacing one sugary drink, choosing whole grain bread instead of white bread, cooking one extra homemade meal each week, or adding more fresh fruit instead of fruit juice. These may seem like small changes, but over months and years, small habits often lead to meaningful results. Healthy aging isn't about turning back the clock. It's about giving your body the support it needs to help you stay active, independent, and enjoy the years ahead. If you found today's video helpful, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 foods surprised you the most? And is there another nutrition topic you'd like us to cover in a future video? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this evidence-based guide, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical, easy-to-understand tips on healthy aging, nutrition, mobility, brain health, heart health, and living your healthiest life after 60. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.